y'all, it's your girl Chosen to Inspire. I'm back with another vid. I know it's been a minute. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but I'll try not to make it too long. But today I actually want to talk about healing. And it could be any type of healing, whether it's mental healing, physical healing, child past trauma healing, inner child healing, just healing in general. I wanted to talk about healing because healing is not as easy as it seems. Like, it's not like, for example, as if like if I buy a book with 200 pages and I'm up to the 199th page and I'm like, okay, I read this book, I learned everything there is to know about this book, I'm done with it. Like, I got my knowledge, I'm done with it, I could put it back on the shelf. No, healing is an ongoing process. It's like a never-ending journey, actually, because you could think that you're fully healed, but then something could trigger you and get you back to square one, where that's you letting yourself know that no, you're not finally healed from that situation, or no, you're not completely healed from that situation. Which is healing is a journey in itself, basically. Nobody talks about how hard the healing journey could be. It's like a never-ending journey. It's like one day you could feel like, oh, okay, maybe I'm getting better at this, maybe I am healing, and then something could trigger you and take you back to square one to let yourself know that, okay, no, this is something I need to work on. This is still something that needs to be healed, because no, this triggered me and it took me back to that root. I also wanted to talk about healing because nobody talks about the journey of healing. Nobody even talks about healing at all. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, nobody really talks about the healing journey at all. Like, whether it's healing your inner child wounds, healing your childhood traumas, just healing in general, healing from toxic traits, healing from narcissistic behavior or family members, just the healing journey itself. In order to heal from certain stuff, you have to go deep, deep within yourself. Whether it's your past, whether it's secrets, whether it's a door that you don't want to unlock and just travel back to that memory lane. I personally say it's a never-ending journey because, for example, like, I used to be in an abusive relationship, and now that I'm in a healthy relationship, non-abusive, of course, it's like I feel like I'm still healing from the past of like being toxic and unhealthy. That now that I'm in something healthy and non-toxic, I don't really know how to like adjust to it, because it, like, to me, is not normal. Because when I was in an abusive relationship, I thought the things that I was going through was normal, and I thought like that was love. Honestly, you know, some people probably may say it's dumb, and you know what, it's crazy not to go back down the past, but sometimes it's good to go down into the memory lane, into the past, to let you know, or to see where you healed from, or to see what you healed from and what you've been through compared to what you are going through now. I always thought like that was love. It's so crazy because I'm getting a nostalgia moment when I was about like in my early teens, and I was listening to Eve, Love is Blind and it will take over your mind, and I would always say to myself like, yeah, I would never be with a guy that hits me. Like, the amount of time I saw that video told me like, no, that is not love. I would never be with a guy that hits me, puts his hands on me, verbally, physical abuse. And I remember growing up, I actually saw an aunt that was in a relationship going through that, and I saw like the outcome of that, and like bruising and stuff, and I always tell myself, oh, I would never want to be like that. I never want to be with a man that would hit me. I would never be with someone like that. I would, you know, be smarter than that. And the universe always has a way of testing your word, baby. Trust me. I'm learning that too. Anyways, years down the line, 21, boom, met a guy in college. Long story short, I ended up being in an abusive relationship, and nobody knew I was getting abused or head on, because I would always cover it up, make it seem like I'm in this happy-go-lucky relationship, and it's like, deep down, I wasn't happy, and deep down, I did want it to leave, but I thought like, if I did leave, then I won't receive love. I won't receive the thought of what I thought was love, because it's not really love. Never think that someone hitting you, abusing you physically or mentally is love, because it's not. But anyways, I was with that person for like 3.5 going on 4 years, or 4.5 years, and it's like every year it was getting worse, to the point where like it would do certain stuff where it would be like in public, or like yeah, in public. I wouldn't say like around a group of people, but like maybe 1 or 2 people will be there. If they're not watching, then you know something would occur. It's times where like, you know, I don't really want to like say it, but like it's times where like drastic things happen, where like I fainted, and like I woke up and blacked out, to the point where it's like, who am I? Like I just forgot my whole identity because of like the physical abuse that happened. Yeah, it's times where it was just like, you know, when someone's hit you, well, not, I don't want you to know, but like when you're in a situation like that and someone do that, the first time they do it, they say, oh, I will never do it again. And then after they say that, it constantly happens, to the point where you think like, well, I don't want to say you think, I'm gonna just say how I was feeling, you know, when he did say he would stop. I did think he would stop, but it's to the point where like sometimes it would just happen unexpectedly where I didn't think it would happen. Like, it would just be 2.5 where it was like a light switch where a person couldn't control their anger, and them not being able to control their anger resulted into physically abusing me, where it was like, dang. And it's like, sometimes I think I would deserve it because I used to be the one that was like being physically abusive, but I wouldn't really say like using my own hands, but like just being toxic, like, you know, hitting the person with a broom, just hitting the person with a shoe. You know, I wouldn't say like go straight up to them, punch them, or slap them, but that's besides the point. So like, you know, being in that relationship or whatever, as time went on, I kind of like told myself like it's my fault because I opened up the doors of physical abuse. So now it's good that it's happening to me because I deserve it because I started it first. But then as time was going on, it was getting worse, and like narcissistic behavior. You know, if I would get my hair done looking cute, and the person feel like, oh, you're trying to show off for these people, or you're looking cute for this. It was just a lot of jealousy behavior that was just happening. Like, and in my point of view, I didn't ever think like a guy could get jealous of a female, you know, just because they're cute, they get their hair and nails done, and then like other guys is checking them out, so they mad. Like, that was my first longest relationship ever too, and I would say one of my real relationships of what I perceive to be real because of the length of the relationship. And it's like, I never thought I would be going through those type of things, and I was always on a like a hush type of thing. Like, I didn't confide in nobody about it, didn't confide in my mom, nothing. It was one time I think I did confide in a homegirl because I was really like, you know, just sad about it. But like, sometimes it's like, all I'm gonna say about that is like, just know who your real friends are, because people could always throw stuff back into your face or whatever. That's a whole different topic for another day. But yeah, and it's like, to the point everybody, you know, perceive like, oh my gosh, he's in a good relationship, he treat her good, you know, he was nice minus the physical abuse stuff. Like, you know, he opened up doors for me, pulled my chair, you know, just do nice manly gestures, I would say, that like I wasn't even used to, you know. So it's like, after like the physical abuse and all of that, like, it took me a while. I feel like I still am healing from that, because sometimes I bring my old toxic traits from that past relationship into my new relationship, just like the whole toxicness and the whole like blaming game. I just feel like a part of me still have that like luggage from that relationship that is not healthy, and I brought it into my new relationship. And this is which is why I'm talking about healing, because I'm actually and still healing from it. Like, even though I'm in a whole new relationship, and yes, time went on, it's been a minute, I have a kid now, I have a family, you know, moved away from the city, and like, yeah, I feel like I'm still am healing from that toxicness, that physical abuse, that mental abuse, because I thought it was always love. And like, another thing that I'm healing from, and I would say that I was healing from in that toxic relationship, was not having a father figure, or I would say not having my dad around, like, to teach me and show me or tell me the in and outs about the male population. Like, you know, all I had was my mom, and in my opinion, I don't think a female, mom's is great, don't get me wrong, I don't think a female could teach her daughter about like men. I feel like it takes a man to tell you about a man, because a man is a man, you get it. And like, just growing up, like, I didn't like see like, you know, my mom, and like, well, she was married and stuff, but after like, you know, my stepdad stepped out on the marriage and stuff, I didn't really see her in how can I say, like, a consistent relationship where it was like, okay, she been with this person for like years on years. Like, it was always like, okay, he's done, on to the next, or I'm done with him, he did this, on to the next, see ya. And it's like, I feel like not seeing that too also like install something in me that like, when you have a guy, you should stick with him through thick and thin, no matter what. I don't know, that's just my opinion, okay? And yeah, and I feel like seeing that wasn't very helpful growing up as a young female. And also, like, I remember my first heartbreak, and my mom exact words, like, you know, instead of her like comforting me, like, give me a hug, it's gonna be okay, don't worry. Like, I remember her exact words like it was yesterday. Her exact words was, don't worry, it's gonna be lots of boys. As you grow older, you're gonna get a new boyfriend. It's gonna be lots of boys, plenty of fishes in the sea. That was her exact words when I was crying for my first heartbreak of a young man. Well, it was a young boy actually, because I was still in high school. But yeah, like, and I remember like crying, and she's saying, don't worry, you're gonna get a new boyfriend. There's plenty of fishes in the sea. Don't worry, his laws. And I'm thinking like, what the hell? Like, it's not, you can't say, oh my God, it's gonna be okay. I love you. Don't worry. You're good enough. I don't know, but like, yeah. And I remember those words like it was yesterday. So like, ever since she told me that, I'm not gonna lie, I grew up with it. Ever since I was in high school, that was like my senior year. As I was growing as an adult, a young female, I grew up with that mentality. Like, oh well, on to the next. Oh, you did that. Oh well, on to. I always had like this on to the next mentality instead of even like being okay with myself and being single. When I was in high school, after graduating high school, I always felt like the need to want to have a boyfriend. Like, not once after a relationship or little kitty love ships did I ever take time to like heal. I mean, I would say I did, but I took time. I feel like the time that I took to heal, I wasn't really like doing inner work. Like, it was just on some, like, I'm just chilling, single right now, I'm ready to mingle. Yeah, it was not on some, I'm gonna take this time to work on myself, get to know myself type vibe. You feel me? That's just me being honest. So yeah, like, yeah, what I was saying, so yeah, and I feel like I'm still healing from that. That's why I say healing is a journey in itself, because like, no matter what you've been through, what you're going through, your past, etc., your childhood traumas, that stuff sticks with you. Whether it's in your heart, body, mind, soul, memory, like, healing is really a journey in itself, because you could be doing anything and then boom, this popped in your head for 5 years ago. Something that happened to you as a kid pops in your head. Like, what? That's how I really say healing is a journey in itself, because like, you could be anywhere and thoughts could just pop in and out your head. You could be around someone, something they say could trigger you from that childhood trauma, or from you getting molested when you was 5 years old, for example. Like, yeah, that's how I really say healing is a journey in itself. It's a never-ending journey, actually. And yeah, I feel like I'm still healing from a past relationship that was abusive and toxic. I feel like I'm still healing my inner childhood. I feel like I'm still healing my childhood trauma. So correlate back with the dad thing, like, I feel like I'm actually still healing from that as well too, because I feel like, not having my dad around, it makes me like, how can I say, like, always want to like crave that bond. Like, it don't have to be like, I do crave a dad and daughter bond, but being that he's not in my life but take care of his other daughters, which is crazy. Like, what about me? Like, you don't think I need you too? But anyways, like, I crave a certain level of like affection, and I feel like I always crave that certain level of affection because I don't have my dad around, and I didn't have him in my upbringing. So now that I like, have a boyfriend that will soon be my husband, I crave this certain type of level of affection and intimacy, which is not, I'm not talking about like sexual, but like non-sexual intimacy and affection. Like, I crave high levels of it, to the point like, if you're not giving it to me, I feel away. Like, I feel like being that I'm still healing from that. Like, when I'm with my spouse, like, I want to be on him like glue. Like, when he's off work just chilling, I want to be under his skin, in the same shirt with him. I want our bodies to be touching. Like, yeah, like, I just feel like, because I didn't have that bond of a male, which would have been my dad growing up, that now that I'm an adult, a grown woman, it's like, I crave that. I want that type of bond, even if it's not dad-daughter bond. Will want it with my spouse. It's crazy, because when I even realized that a few months ago, I had told my spouse, like, nah, I think I'm like this because, like, I didn't have my dad growing up. So, like, I'm, like, really, like, on you, like, white on rice, to the point where, like, I crave a certain level of affection and, certain stuff. I feel like I really, like, obsessed with having it because I didn't have that growing up. And when I realized that a few months ago, I was just thinking, like, wow, imagine if you would have realized that, how old am I? If you would have realized that 8 to 10 years ago, you would never would have the thought of you having a boyfriend or a boy. You would never be on some like, oh, I gotta have a boyfriend, like, I gotta have this, like, oh my God, I don't have a boyfriend, I'm not gonna like get no love, I'm not gonna like, nobody's not gonna tell me they love me, I'm not gonna get shown love. Because like, the only time when I would get shown love, well, what I thought was love, was when I was in a relationship with guys, whether it was from high school up into college. Like, I feel like that's the main reason why I was always wanting to jump into relationships, because I felt like, how else am I going to receive love? I don't receive it from my parents, so I thought the only other way of receiving it is to have a boyfriend, which was why I always thought the need of, oh, I always had to have a boyfriend, like, I always have to have a man, like a guy, somebody, because if I don't have them, how would I get shown what I thought was love? or what I perceived to be love back then. Because honestly, what I thought was love back then is definitely wasn't love compared to like what I see love is now as a grown woman growing up and still learning, growing. Nah, what I had back then definitely was not love at all. And also now that I'm a mom, like my main goal every day is to be better than yesterday. Is to keep constantly working on myself to heal my inner trauma, heal my childhood trauma, past trauma, because I don't want to project nothing onto my kid, and I don't want to like be a certain way just because like I'm like, oh my god, this happened to me, so you know. And it's like, even though I'm gonna be a helicopter mom regardless, I don't want to project certain stuff onto my kid. You know, like for example, like you know, when I was young, you know, something happened to me or whatever from a family member, forcing me to do things that I didn't want to do. And now that I'm a mom, like I don't want my kid around certain people. I don't want them around like guys at all unless it's her father, like alone. Like, and it's like, dang, like you doing this because what happened to you when you was a kid. And it's like, yeah, I know I'm doing that because what happened to me as a kid, but I just feel like I gotta also be on top of things because it be your family members that be doing shit to you, the people that be saying, oh, I love you, hey cousin, bye cousin, hi uncle, bye uncle, hey auntie, bye auntie. Like it be those be the main group of people that do stuff to you as you're growing up or when you were a kid. Like so like I feel like I'm still healing from that as well because like a certain stuff that in the back of my mind I'm like, oh what? Oh no. We're not doing that. We're not going there. Cause it's like in the back of my head I could still remember what happened to me. Like I have memories of what happened to me. And sometimes it just pop in my head. I could just be chilling, you know, relaxing or watching a movie and something could trigger it and it could just pop in my head like, oh shoot, you remember what happened to you when you was like 10 years old? And you said no, you ain't want to do it, but this person said no, do it. They peer pressure you into doing something that you didn't want to do, but it was your family. Yeah. That's why I really say healing is a journey in itself. And as I grow older, even though I know things may trigger me, I don't want to like dwell on it. Like, okay, yes, I know this happened. I accept that it happened to me. But how can I learn from it? How can I like better myself from it instead of like keeping myself into that hole, into that ditch, or into that bubble of yeah, this happened this amount of years ago. Like, okay, I know that happened. Let's move past it, and you know, just let the healing journey play itself out. Because what I don't want to be doing is like years down the line, if something even triggered me or whatever the case may be, I don't want to be dwelling on it. Like, just still thinking about like, oh my god, this happened to me. I don't want to dwell on it. I want to learn from it, which I feel like I am learning from it. But I also want like what I went through in the past to inspire somebody else on their healing journey. Whether it's childhood trauma, inner work. Like also another thing that I'm healing from is like as I was growing up, I wasn't like told I love you, I'm proud of you, you know? So like I feel like as an adult, I be feeling like when I do something good or do something outrageous that's positive, obviously, well not obviously, but that's positive and a good limelight, that like mostly parents, like I look forward for like my parents to say, oh, I'm proud of you, I love you, keep up the good work. Those are the main ones because I don't really care about anybody else. Or like, you know, my closest family members in general, which is mainly my parents. You know, as growing up, I would always like, you know, like let's say like past the spelling bee, you know, I would look forward to like going home to telling my mom and you know her or my stepdad or anyone saying I'm proud of you. But since I didn't really get that as much as I wanted to, barely got it, even like you know graduating high school and you know completing certain achievements that your parents or your family members didn't get to do and you did, and it's like you know you thought it would be some big type of congratulations, I'm so proud of you, but it wasn't. I feel like I still struggle with that today as an adult, to the point where like sometimes when I do something I like feel like dang, like okay, if this person knows, they're gonna tell me like they're proud of me, and it's gonna like you know like warm my heart, it's gonna like hug my heart internally to the point where it's like oh my god, they're proud of you, like oh my god, you have to go work, but it don't happen. And then sometimes I feel discouraged of doing certain stuff because it's like but nobody's not gonna tell you they're proud of you, so what's the point of trying to do something or trying to accomplish something? Nobody's not gonna tell you they're proud of you. And it's like wow. And you know, now that I'm thinking about this and actually reflecting on it and talking about it with you guys and obviously myself, because I'm listening to myself talk and I'm gonna edit this video, etc. It's like when I got into my healthy relationship and we like moved away from the city and etc. Like when I do the smallest things, even the big things, my boyfriend tells me he's proud of me. To the point that sometimes I be thinking he's joking, I be thinking in my head like low key like proud of me. Like I could like make a new recipe that I never made before and it could turn out good, for example. Like, but I'm proud of you, baby, you did a good job. And I be thinking to myself like it's just that little negative birdie that's like, no, you're not. He just saying that. He just saying that. And then it's like the good side to me like, no, why would he just say that to just say that? Like he don't actually know how I feel about what I'm actually confessing now on YouTube. It was going to be on YouTube, but like, yeah, now that I'm actually thinking about it, it's like, wow, for the smallest things, or even the biggest things, he told me, like, oh, wow, baby, I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work. Like, when I got back into, like, my clothing business and, like, getting my feet wet back into that, and this is actually one of my sweater brands. After I did it, he was like, wow, baby, you did a good job. I'm proud of you. And I was like, wow, really? I was like, I feel like I forgot a few things. Like, I feel like I'm getting my feet back wet. Now that I'm a mom, I feel like I forgot certain stuff. And, like, I just don't feel like, He's like, don't worry, I'm proud of you. Did a good job. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wow. But I don't want to sidetrack the whole healing video. But, yeah, that's just a good insight that I just actually thought about. Just like, wow. Interesting. But, yeah, actually am still healing from parents or closest family members telling me, that they're proud of me. I'm just mainly talking about parents. I don't really care about other family. I do care about other families, but not like I'm mostly talking about like parents, mom, And now that I'm at my big girl age, it's like part of me didn't really want to do certain stuff because I wasn't going to be told that I was proud of. Or even like I love you. Like I wasn't brought up on I love you. Oh, I love you. Like, always telling your parents or your kid, my mom, I'm her kid, always hearing the word I love you, to the point where that I feel like I am doing healing from that because like now that I have a daughter, I always tell her I love her. Even though she can't say it back right now because she's still a baby, I always tell her I love her. I even tell my dog that I love her. Like, yeah. And my spouse too, like we don't have to be like departing from each other for me to say I love you. Like I would just say it out the blue. Yeah, I would just say it out the blue, whether it's in the AM, PM, whether we're laying down, watching a movie. Yeah. That's why I feel like healing takes time. It's not something that could happen overnight. It's not something that could be done within a snap of a finger. It's really a never-ending journey. Because no matter what day it is, where you at in life, there's always room for improvement. There's always room to be better than you was yesterday. You should be working on yourself every day, but it's not as easy as it seems, And I do truly believe that healing will take time, but it's totally worth it. Literally, it's totally worth it. I feel like it's also worth it because, like, it will help you be a better individual instead of, like, having luggage and old baggage from past traumas, childhood traumas. It's better to just let that stuff go and step into who you truly need to be. Well, that's it for the healing vid, you guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you're comfortable, comment some things that you're actually healing from. If you're comfortable. But that's it. Till the next vid. Later. Don't forget to subscribe.